Hello. If you're on this YouTube site, you're probably searching for anything to do with herniated disc. I'm going to give you a little story about myself. My name's John, and this is All Things Davenport. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps because I've been on the search for the last couple months. My case is probably more rare in a way in the time span because it sounds like it's less. I've watched a lot of videos where people have had this pain for long periods of time. I first, I guess, occurrence of this pain started probably last summer. So it summer of 2022. Now it is what are we in? Last day of February 28th, 23. So pretty much what I'm gonna tell you about is my little story. I had that slight injury back in summer last year of 2022. It kind of healed itself, which they always say these conditions can heal themselves, which if it does, lucky you. You go about your daily business with just minor pain. Mine ended up being like sciatic pain in the piriformis area. And then after like a couple massage treatments, seemed like it's healed, and I just went about my daily life, no problem. Might took a little bit of a leave or Tylenol to help the pain along, but nothing serious, no doctor visits, no nothing. Carry on into the beginning of this year, January 2023. Shit hit the fan. Pretty much, I was just doing my daily workout routines. I started a coaching plan back in November of 2022. Was working out consistently, dieting consistently, trying to get in the best shape of my life before the New Year's with everybody else. So pretty much starting the beginning of January, I noticed that I had that sciatic style pain coming back into my leg. Thinking maybe it was just a piriformis muscle from lifting and running and all the things I was doing. And then I kept lifting with that little bit of pain, not thinking, oh, this is going to get even worse. And then pretty much on Sunday, January 8th, I couldn't get out of bed, couldn't roll, couldn't do anything. Pain was that severe. Next day, my wife was able to take me to the orthopedics doctor's office nearby. I was able to get in, thank God. So I go in there crippling. I mean, the best position I was in was laying down in fetal position. And pretty much I was, went and visited them. They did, the x-rays, which they always do. X-rays didn't really show anything bad. It just, had like what did they say? A mild narrowing of my L5S1, which doesn't, it just means like the little guy's starting to shrink down a little bit, which happens. I'm 41, so getting older sucks. I'm not 20 anymore, so I can't do all the crazy stuff I used to do. But with that narrowing, pretty much the doctor that day was just kind of like, rest, take some time off from work, rest. He gave me some Flexerol for the muscle pain, spasms, which could help control that tightness that I was feeling in the glute area and the hamstring, which was caused by the nerve. And then some prednisone, which is just a steroid to help kind of strengthen everything and get rid of any inflammations. And that's pretty much January 9th. 3 days later, January 12th, still in I was actually in worse pain. So I was like, got in that next day, and pretty much the doctor was like, why are you back in? And I'm like, I am not better. And he was like, okay, well, I guess the next route would be, let's get you scheduled an MRI, which the place I work, am going to visiting for my ortho. They didn't have anything available for another 2 weeks. And I'm like, I got to do 2 more weeks of this pain to figure out what exactly is wrong with me. This sucks. So he did prescribe me some more medicines, which was Toradol, which is a hardcore anti-inflammatory steroid something thing that you can't really take any other medications with. It's really bad for your stomach lining, and you only can take it for like 5 days. So I take this medicine, still nothing. I'm still, that pain was shooting down my leg. I couldn't walk barely. It was horrible. I mean, just not to be able to go to the kitchen to grab something to eat like a normal day is just miserable. So what I did is really I took the, I got the Toradol. We planned the MRI, which MRI wasn't going to happen until, this is January 12th. we're looking at January 24th. So another 12 days, which seemed like forever. I mean, I was lucky to get in that day. So the other things my doctor was telling me was after I left on January 12th was I needed to start PT. This is more like for insurance because insurance won't let you have surgery until you've tried more conservative treatments. So we're looking at doing PT. I also went in and I did some PT treatments, made it worse in my opinion. Just, I don't know if not having 100% idea of what was going on, if the movements we were doing were satisfying the need. I felt like it hurt even worse when I left PT. So I did that like 4 times and I was like, I can't go back. It's too painful. Then I heard that acupuncture can release any kind of muscle tension. So I went to an acupuncturist. I think I visited her for treatments. Still the pain was there. And then my next big step was going to the chiropractic center and getting spinal decompression, which is pretty much they take you on a table, lay you out, and it pulls on your spine. So healthy nutrition can get in between the spine and the disc. From the way the doctor says, if this was your L5 S1, you got your little nucleus in the middle there. If it's sticking out, this will spread and it can slide back in. Still is one of those things where you're like, okay, get that started, because I'm like, oh, that'd be good if it pops right back into place and I'll be feeling good. After about 2 treatments, it felt a little bit better. But then looking at the MRI, I figured out that not only did I have a herniated L5 S1, I also had a bulging S4 S5, so right above it. And to explain that difference is like, here's a little copy of my, let's put something behind it, make it more visible. A little copy of my MRI. This is a bulge, so it's still intact. Like this whole, I forget what the material this disc is made out of. The disc hasn't broken. This one, the hernia, is when the disc broke and it just spills out onto your nerve center. So this was all the pain. So I think when I left after my spinal decompressions, this little piece, which we haven't looked at a new MRI, so I can't tell 100% the truth, this one could have slid right back in, which is what might have helped a little bit of ease, even though I still can't walk 100% fully. Still have a little bit of drop foot, that's pretty much where your leg just, it feels like it's asleep. Most of the time it feels numb. Like my heel cap is always just like a numb feeling, which is terrible. So pretty much we did that. We got the MRI, which I showed you guys the MRI, and that, pretty much explained that there was 2 bad areas in my back, not just one, which I think the top one in L4, L5, not as bad, but still sucks. L5, S1 was the worst. And when I went in to follow up about the MRI, my doctor actually brought in a surgeon who happened to be the one going to be doing my surgery, which is on February 3rd, which I'm looking forward to in about 3 days, 4 days. What is today? 28? Yeah, like 3 more days till surgery. So I thought I'd do this video first, just kind of get out all the talking portions out so I can do my next video after surgery to let you know how I feel. But pretty much the follow-up was I went back in. The ortho was like, well, this is way worse than what I thought. It shows, of course, way more than what an x-ray can, because x-rays can't really show too much as compared to MRI. MRI just shows it all. So if you want to know more, just MRI it, and hopefully you can get in sooner. So that next visit, which was January 24th for the follow-up, I talked to the doctor, surgeon came in, and he was kind of like, this is really, he's really bad. It's like really bad, but you have to wait. I think you have to wait a full 6 weeks with insurance, typically, before they want you to go into surgery. I think this was like week 3 or something like that, or 3 or 4. And I'm like, I have to wait how long? This is crazy. I don't know if I can do it. But I was like, I will keep doing the treatments, which I ended up still doing. I ended up doing 10 total spinal decompression treatments with my chiropractor. Worked on some PT movements. Still nothing. February 28th, still in pain. Sitting right now, hurts. Try not to show too much pain. when I stand up, it'd be like, you know, it's that bad. But pretty much what we found on January 24th about the MRI was that there was a L4, L5 disc protrusion, which is the bulging disc, and then the extrusion hernia, which was an L5S1, which is the center of that disc just pretty much squeezed out. Like they say, it's a jelly donut. So if you squeeze a donut and gel comes out, it ain't going back in, no matter what they say. Why they say it can recover itself is sometimes once this foreign object is out of the body, I think it's your white blood cells come and eat away at that nucleus center and get rid of it and get it off here. But mine is pretty huge from what the surgeon was saying. I don't know what millimeter, centimeter it is. I'll have to find that out before. Hopefully I can get some info on surgery day or whatever. Maybe they can save it in a jar and I can show everybody. But pretty much he was like, this is really bad. And he knew the day I came in for the follow-up that I was going to need surgery. It was just a matter of when insurance was going to allow it, because you're looking at like $50,000 surgery. Not cheap. So I'm sure insurance is always trying to wane away from that. Just that's the way insurance works here in America. But so then after the January 24th, they gave me some gabapentin just to help because I was still in so much pain. They wanted to calm the nerves. Maybe that would help. That stuff doesn't work. I mean, it was still the same pain, so bad. So I ended up having to called in the office and talked about my pain, that they were actually able to give me some tramadol, this is a narcotic pain pill, which that seems to ease the pain, but it's still there. That's how bad this is. If yours is this bad, please get the surgery. I think I'll let you know after I'm done. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got now up till March 3rd, surgery day. Looking forward to it. They say it's gonna be a microdiscectomy. It's pretty much a outpatient surgery, so I'll get there at like 5:30 in the morning. They'll prep me. Surgery will probably start around 8:30, and I should be home by like 1 or 2 that day. I will see how I'm feeling after surgery, and I will shoot another video. Maybe looking a little more knocked out because I'll be on a lot more coming from anesthesia and all that stuff, and more pain meds, I'm sure. They gave me I think more of that to take. I've heard people say in other videos they didn't need it. I've heard other people say they felt like crap afterwards, so I'm not knowing what to expect. So it'll be good to see. This is what I look like before surgery. Let's see what I look like after. I'm sure, I mean, right now I'm just, it's painful, guys. I'm just fighting through it, and I'm glad if you're watching, this can help. If you have any questions, just question away, and I'll try to answer everything I can. But the best thing to do is just stay consistent with your doctor. Make sure you're, telling them how it's going, and hopefully you'll get better too. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see you in a few days, and I will also just keep posting maybe a weekly to bi-weekly of my progression over the next, I don't know, 6 months to a year, just because, I mean, as an avid ultra runner, and I'm actually a CrossFitter, see what happens, because I know they're going to try to tell me not to do anything anymore unless it's light. So that's where I'm at. Thank you for watching. Check in soon. Bye-bye.